Hello there, very good afternoon. You're joining Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. Starting off with your headlines. For this afternoon, schools in the north central Sabaragamu and eastern province to be closed tomorrow. Additional 2 days requested by the Chinese company to complete work at the Nurai Chole power plant. Bill Clinton nominates Obama as Democratic candidate. Now moving on to those stories in detail. The Ceylon Electricity Board says that the Chinese company has requested 2 more days to complete the repair work at the Nurai Chole power plant. Deputy Chairman of the board, Andra Vijaypala, stated that the plant will recommence operations over the weekend.
Today,
the Chinese company requested for 2 more days to complete the work at the plant. Therefore, we hope to solve this problem at the Nurai Chole power plant. We also request the public to be patient. We will also try to minimize power cuts.
Andra Vijaypala further stated that hydropower generation has increased by 23%.
There is a 3 to 4% increase in the rainfall, and therefore the total hydropower generation has increased by 23%. We are not satisfied with this. However, we hope the rainfall will increase. We are committed to serve the public.
The police state that an individual who was allegedly abducted from Maligawat in Colombo last night has been released in Miriswata Gampaha this morning. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona stated that the abducted individual, aged 48, had subsequently returned to his residence. Relatives of the individual had informed the police that a group of persons who had arrived in a van at around 8:30 p.m. last night had carried out the abduction.
I went to
the pharmacy in a vehicle at around 8:30 p.m. Another vehicle followed us. They assaulted me using weapons. Then they put me into the van and covered my eyes and took me somewhere and questioned me.
He came to
the hospital by himself. Doctors have examined him and said that there is nothing serious. There are scratches and wounds on his body.
Still in your local news, schools in the Sabaragamu and North Central and Eastern Province will be closed tomorrow. Secretary to the Ministry of Education for the North Central Province, Anand Kuluratne, stated that all schools in the province will be closed tomorrow in view of the Provincial Council polls on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Anuradhapura Central College, which will be used as a counting centre, was closed on the 3rd and will reopen on the 11th of this month. Election campaign activities for the upcoming Provincial Council elections concluded at midnight yesterday. These were some of the views expressed at the election campaign meetings last night.
If we give this bunch of thieves another license, then the guy who abused 100 will abuse another 200 in the east and extort even more money. It will increase when you give them the new license. You have the voting power. You can control everyone with your vote. They spoke about corruption and robbery in this government. They said there are thugs in this government. When the People's Alliance was elected in 1994, the 12-year-old kid then will be 30-year-old now. The new generation does not know how the UNP govern the country. They see only the shortcomings in our government. It was the UNP that indulged in corruption and robbery.
One of the injured in the blast that occurred in the Kandakulia beach in Kalpiti yesterday has been transferred to the National Hospital. 2 persons were killed in the blast while 2 others sustained injuries.
5 boys aged 12, 13, 14, 16 and 17 who were playing in the Kandakulia beach were the victims of the blast. 17-year-old Ruwan Abekon, who saw an object floating in the sea, had taken the object and smashed it on a turtle shell. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona said that the object had then exploded. The blast first claimed the life of Ruwan Abekon and later the life of another boy. 2 of the injured are receiving treatment at the Puttalam Base Hospital.
In more local news, the Consumer Affairs Authority states that raids are being carried out island-wide to apprehend those selling cement at higher prices and hoarding stocks of cement. Chairman of the Consumer Affairs Authority, Rumi Masuk, stated that traders had stocked up cement to be sold at higher prices after a rumor did the rounds that a price hike was imminent. The chairman of the CAA stated that raids had been carried out in around 25 areas. Masuk also noted that several companies had approached the CAA seeking a price hike. He stated that no decision has been reached as yet in this regard. The People's Action for Free and Fair Elections, also known as PAFREL, states that 235 complaints on election law violations have been received. However, the movement notes that much support has been received from the Elections Commissioner and the police to mitigate election law violations.
I think you will agree that for the most part, illegal campaigning was at a minimum. From the inception, under the guidance of the Elections Commissioner, the police took some action in every area.
According to PAFREL, the majority of election law violations were reported from the North Central Province. Of the 112 reports of abuse of state assets that were received, 46 were from the Anuradha district, while 17 were from the Trincomalee district. Meanwhile, the Campaign for Free and Fair Election, or CAFE, says that 318 incidents were reported in the run-up to this election. These include 29 cases of assault, 31 cases of property damage, 153 cases of election law violations, and 80 cases of abuse of state assets. Moving on, a woman died in an accident which took place in the Ranna town in Hungama this morning. Police said that the woman had met with the accident travelling on a motorbike with her daughter. The woman was taking her daughter to preschool when the motorbike she was travelling in collided with a tipper truck. The victim was a 37-year-old. The police said that the woman's daughter, who sustained injuries in the incident, was admitted to the Tangal hospital. Our correspondent stated that the motorbike which met with the accident had been purchased yesterday. Around sports now, several awards were presented at the Sri Lanka Cricket Awards night yesterday to cricketers who showcased exceptional talent in the club cricket arena. The awards were presented for the year 2011 and 2012. Awards were presented to cricketers who showcased outstanding talent at the Premier Limited Overs tournament organised by Sri Lanka Cricket. Accordingly, NCC, which won the Premier Limited Over Tier A, were honoured at the awards night. SSC were judged the runners-up. Johan De Silva of NCC won the award for the best batsman in the Premier Limited Tier A. The Best Bowlers award was won by Sachitra Senanayak of SSC, while Farviz Maroof of NCC walked away with the Player of the Tournament award. Coles Cricket Club won the Premier Tier A League, while SSC were judged runners-up. Chamara Silva of Bloomfield Cricket Club won the award for the best Premier Tier A League batsman, while Malinda Pushpakumar of Chilao Marians was named the best bowler. Sachitra Serasingh of Tamil Union was awarded the Best All-Rounders award. Still in cricket-related news, Pakistani bowlers ripped through the Australian batting lineup to set themselves up for a 7-wicket win in their first 2020 international of the 3-match series in Dubai last night. Invited to bat first, Australia were bowled out for just 89 runs in 19.3 overs. David Warner top-scored for Australia with 22 runs. Shoaib Tanvir bagged 3 wickets for 13 runs, while Mohammad Hafiz, Saida Ajmal and Raza Hassan claimed 2 wickets each for Pakistan. Chasing 90 runs for victory, Pakistan reached their target in 14.5 overs, losing just 3 wickets. Kamran Akmal scored an unbeaten 31 runs for Pakistan. From cricket to tennis, Olympic champion Andy Murray produced an extraordinary turnaround to dig himself out of a deep hole and safely book his place in the semi-finals of the US Open.
The British third seed was in all sorts of trouble after losing the opening set to Croatia's Marin Cilic and falling 5-1 behind in the second with 2 service breaks. But he rallied back to win the set in a tie-break, then rolled through the next 2, winning the last 11 games to claim a 3-6, 7-6, 6-2, 6-love victory. Murray's fellow Olympic champion Serena Williams of the US, brimming with confidence and self-belief with every match she plays, stormed into the semi-finals with a 6-1, 6-3 demolition of Serbia's Ana Ivanovic.
In more sports news, a devastating surprise attack by Spain's Alberto Contador netted the stage 17 win and the overall lead in the Tour of Spain.
Alberto Contador attacked with a group of 19 riders about 60 kilometers from the finish at Fuente de, then broke away alone with 13 kilometers to go to claim the stage. Overnight leader Joaquim Rodriguez gave chase in a group of 10 riders, but the Spaniard could not catch the leader. Double Tour de France winner Contador's stage victory is his first since he returned from a doping ban on the 6th of August. He now leads with 4 stages of the race remaining. The Tour of Spain ends on the 9th of September in Madrid.
With that, we wrap up our lunchtime news bulletin for this afternoon. I'm Aaron Rajaratnam for News First.